Hey everybody, Brandie here. In March, I had the privilege of attending the Deepfake Summit in Houston. And now that I've had a minute to kind of catch my breath and before my notes get buried underneath my kids' homework, there are a few things that I wanted to share with you, sort of the bigger higher-arching themes that really resonated with me. And they're not only interesting, they're direction setting for us here at EPCOR, and I believe for the whole payments industry as well. And so let's dive in and take a look. From the opening keynote to the final future fast forward panel, the message was loud and clear that fraud is no longer a single institution problem. It's an ecosystem problem. And ecosystem problems require ecosystem collaboration. So we're talking tech providers, financial institutions, law enforcement, and regulators all working together. And honestly, it's not unlike managing my kids' activities. You think you're communicating with one coach, suddenly there is a parent thread, there is a rain delay, there's a last minute uniform change and a field change that relocates. And all of this happens just to get to a 10 o'clock game. You feel like you're coordinating with half of the world. And fraud works the same way. It crosses boundaries as well, whether we like it or not, unfortunately. And one of the biggest wake-up calls for me at the event was how injection attacks are being misdiagnosed. So, you know those strange workflows that occur or that unexpected system behavior where you just tell the team to submit a ticket, right? And they'll fix it. A lot of those aren't necessarily bugs. They are AI-driven injections hiding in plain sight. And when we treat them like simple tech issues, we build workarounds that actually reinforce the attack. This is why breaking down those silos between fraud, cyber, and engineering is so critical. Otherwise, we're all solving the wrong problem. We also spent a lot of time discussing the subprime synthetic pipeline, and this was really fascinating and terrifying. Bad actors are now building synthetic identities in subprime environments on purpose. These people behave perfectly, they pay on time, they build credit, and they look like your model customers. Lenders aren't seeing the losses initially, but these synthetics eventually graduate to larger banks and credit unions where the real damage hits. So fraud doesn't just exploit a single institution, it exploits the lack of connection between us all. It's like when my kids exploit the disconnect between me and my husband regarding screen time, right? Attackers love that coordination gap that we have. Another misconception we debunked at the conference was who's behind the screen. I think we often think of fraud as being dominated by 16-year-olds freelancing from the basement of their, parents' house in the dark. The summit made it clear fraud has become a professionalized service economy. It's organized, it's scalable, it's productized, and you can now buy fraud as a service toolkits. Frightening. This is fueled by data brokers. We regulate seatbelts, we regulate cigarettes. The consensus at the summit was that we need to start regulating the sale of aggregated personal data that fuels this impersonation. One of the promising alternatives we discussed is portable, privacy-preserving trust signals, like mobile driver's license or bank-verified identity credentials, where the user controls what is revealed. Finally, we looked at the rise of agentic AI. As AI agents start performing everyday tasks for us, the key question then becomes, how do we prove a human actually authorized an action? Agentic AI isn't a hero or a villain, it's an amplifier. Without identity anchoring, we won't be able to tell human intent from automated execution. Meanwhile, back at home, I'm still trying to figure out which kid left their water bottle at the end of my driveway maybe agentic AI can help me solve that mystery, but until then, I'll just stick to my manual investigations. The summit made one thing incredibly clear for me. We can't fight fraud with walls. We fight it with connection and across team collaboration and really across industries. I hope these reflections give you a fresh perspective. And if you're watching this from a parking lot, killing time in between warm-ups and the actual game, you're not alone. Half of fraud prevention these days happens in minivans. So stay safe out there, everybody. I'll see you next time.